Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. We're following up with one of my daily drivers, which is the iPhone 16 Pro. Now you guys do know I have the iPhone 16 Pro Max as well, but predominantly this is the one that I carry every day. So I carry an Android phone, which is my Pixel 9 Pro or Pixel 9 Pro XL, or just whatever phone I'm feeling at the moment, Z Folds, any of the Android phones. I flip them in and out on my other cell phone number. But this one, since it doesn't have a SIM card, I can't just rotate them. So I just leave it here. And I got the Pro Max and I instantly switched back to this once I saw that I kind of was feeling this one a little bit more. But nonetheless, this is about the iPhone 16 Pro. Now, this device is a popular device. Believe it or not, the Max version is very popular amongst the masses, but there are a lot of people. I see a lot of people in the wild, like in the real world, if you will, with the smaller variants. And I think it's the reason for that is because it has a great size. Now, one thing that Apple did that I think is really impressive, and I'm going to bring in my Pixel 9 Pro here. One thing I think Apple did that was really impressive was they got a 6.3 inch screen into a really small footprint. So both of these phones have 6.3 inch displays, but you can see the iPhone is smaller. The footprint is smaller. And it's just about, the bezels on the device or whatever. But this is in fact a smaller bezeled device, if you will. And you can't tell because I have the black wallpapers on them, but the reality is this is a great size phone. And I think that's why a lot of people tend to gear more towards the smaller variant because it's more pocketable and it's more realistic and it's just all of the above. So I've been in the beta program with the Apple for a long time, like the public beta, not the developer beta, the public beta. So I've been using 18.2 for a while, and recently I decided to take it off, and then Apple officially launched 18.2 to the world, I think a few days ago at the recording of this video. But the reality is the phone's running good, and I'm talking about the software because it's actually really solid. This is some of the best software you can find that's really stable and secure. So obviously I use Android as well. So this comes down to personal preference. There are a lot of Apple users out there, and there are a lot of Android users out there. But for me to carry this phone every day, it speaks volumes because the only iPhone I carried the longest was the iPhone 10. And I carried that for 2 years. And I was surprised because that was my first time using an iPhone that long. And it just was a good experience. I even hated to sell it, and I even recently went out and tried to find another one, but that's just nostalgia. Just to have it, I probably wouldn't use it very much, but I'm sure it's still getting the support that the current devices get. Now, software-wise, there is nothing I dislike about this software. It's really good. It works really well. The software is very smooth, and we're talking about just a 3-month follow-up here. The only thing I can report is that I'm having no issues. I use the cameras a lot. I use the cameras to record a lot of footage on the channel, and I think it's important to note that when you decide to do videos with the device, you gotta pick and choose a device that's going to be good. And the quality on here, the latest video I did on my Model S Plaid getting a new paint job, I recorded all the footage with this device. I literally just used this device, and I actually edited it. I think I edited it on this device. No, I think I put it on my Mac. I think I put it on my Mac. I was going to edit it on here, but I was like, I'm just going to throw everything up to the Mac and just get it done a little bit faster with a bigger display and a keyboard and mouse and everything. So, but nonetheless, this iPhone produces great footage. I mean, it is a wonderful set of cameras. If you notice in that other video I did, I was using the front. If you didn't know, I was using the front camera in portrait mode. And, I think, the front camera on here is good. Obviously the rear cameras are better. But all in all, you're just going to have great quality footage coming from this particular product. So I don't need to harp on how great the cameras are on this phone, but that is what the main use for me is: phone calls and cameras. That is what that is what I do the most with my products: phone calls and cameras, some social media. I've switched to using Blue Sky as like the primary place. I also just started my blogger back up, and I'll be posting there. And I also have the smartphoneconversations.com. But I started a blog for Teslas. And that's pretty much all you'll probably see on that blog. And if you follow me on Blue Sky, you've already seen the first post. It's just a video and a quick introduction back to Blogger, because I've been using Blogger for years and I just stopped. But nonetheless, I put on the very expensive Zag screen protector, and it actually is really good. I like it. In sunlight, in direct sunlight, this phone gets really bright. You can really see the peak brightness of this device. And so it's just one of those things that a daily use device for you. You'll notice if the screens aren't that bright in and out of doors. And this one, I'm in the sunlight, and I can tell that it's actually peaking at its highest peak. At least it looks like it to me, because it gets really bright and crystal clear. Trying to record this is difficult. Every time I try to record how bright it is, it's just a mirror reflection. You just can't tell. So I'm not even going to bother with it, but I can guarantee you those that have the new iPhones or these phones, the 16 Pro Max, you can see that they get really bright in direct sunlight. I mean, and it's crystal clear for you. It boosts up really high, and I really like that. So I use my device on visible wireless. Let's see, I'm going to turn it off here. I use my device on visible wireless, and two of my phone numbers are visible wireless, and then I still have my Google Fi, which I've had since Project Fi. I've had that for years, and I just won't cancel that line. But this phone is used on visible, and overall, I know I don't talk about network very much, but overall, that it's been a good experience for me with this phone. I just don't like that there's no SIM card. I really dislike that Apple has taken away the SIM card. It's so frustrating, and it's just a way to keep you locked into carriers, and give full access to carriers, because why would Apple care if it has a SIM card or not? Those are just negotiations done, and that's just what it is. So I feel about it. I've always felt like that. But that is one dislike and one con. That's like the major con for this phone. It says there's no SIM card in the US market. Other markets have SIM cards. Canada has SIM cards. Overseas has SIM cards. And I just think it's silly how our economy works. It's just about money. You pay taxes on taxed money. You pay taxes on things that are taxed. Your home is paid for. You still got to pay tax. I don't pay taxes. But people, the rest of the world, war veterans who are at a certain status, you don't pay taxes, and I don't. Or just military personnel. I'm aware, but I don't pay taxes. I don't pay property taxes, and I don't pay taxes in a lot of areas. But when I did used to pay taxes, it's horrible. You're paying tax on tax on tax. And I think about this phone, and I think about this is just a money thing. It's a money thing. It's unfortunate how our society is when it comes to the love of money. It's so evil. But anyway, I went way off tilt there. My bad. But nonetheless, I'm having a great experience with the phone. The performance as well. The battery life is really good. And I just recently ordered something. I'll do a video on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to. I bought it, so I'm going to do a video on it. I bought a slim battery pack, the Mophie, and I'll just leave a link if you want to buy it now before I do my review. But I'll be using that as my primary case for this, more than likely. If I like how slim it is, I'll keep it on. But the battery life on this thing is pretty good. Now, I'm still at a capacity of 100%, because this phone was only 3 months old. Let me go into the battery real quick here. So the battery here, you can see it's only 3 months old. Like, it was just produced in July, and I started using it in September. So my capacity is going to be great. You know what I'm saying? You can see how many times I've charged it in the 3 months. And overall, I think my experience with this is really good. The battery lasts me all day, man. I mean, it lasts a long time, and I'm really happy with the way the battery works on here. No complaints whatsoever. A good phone has good software, great battery, phenomenal cameras, performance as well. Hardware is always going to be subjective. Some people are tired of this design, and I am too. But I guess if it's working for them, they're just going to keep doing it, you know? Sorry about that. What is it called? ASMR. I took a sip of coffee. Yeah, sorry about that if that was too loud for you. But I love the battery life on here. But like I said, the hardware is subjective. It's a footprint that, it's something that, people are going to hate it and people are going to love it. I personally, I'm not too fazed by the hardware. It's a little agitating, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm just done with this horrible company. Nah, because other companies are doing it too. This is my S24 Ultra. Love this phone, but it's looked like this for how many generations? Since the 22? I think it has 22. And this is my wonderful iPhone 13 Pro Max that I use this still. And this has a SIM card. That is why I'll put my other SIM card in here and then walking around with two iPhones. But, typically, this phone is used in the battery life is still great on here, man. Let me see if I can show you my battery on here. It's depleted a little bit, not much though. And that's only because of my usage. Like this was kind of like that collector's device, for a while. And then I was like, I'm going to use this. Okay. So yeah, my capacity now is 94. Now this is a 13 Pro Max and we're on the 16 Pro Max. So my max capacity, is 94%. So I'm still happy with that, man. I'm happy that I can still, but the battery lasts for a long time, man. It's a really solid battery. And I think if you have a 13 Pro Max, I used that straight through for a long time, but then I took a long break because I was like, I'm just gonna collect this. But with a phone like this with no SIM card, which is a major drawback for me, that's like the only fail that I could possibly give this phone is no SIM card. And the fact that they just haven't changed the design yet, it's definitely dated, but it works though for them and people keep buying. So it's what it is. Anyway, it's your man Jay, about 90 days with my iPhone 16 Pro. And I love this thing, man. I have no complaints. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.